Yo, what is going on guys, my name's Defend the Machine, and today guys I've got you another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video back on the channel. And today what I want to talk about with you guys is kind of a little start to a little mini-series I might be doing here on my channel called Ultimate Class Setups. What differentiates this from best class setups is basically anybody can do a best class setup for a particular gun, whether it be like a really bad gun, and make it the best they possibly can. But the ultimate class setups, I'm going to be giving you guys the best guns to perform a particular playstyle, and obviously do this at medium, short and long ranges. So today we're going to be looking at the stealth class, and in this game obviously it seemed like at the start of the game, I don't know if this applies to you guys or your personal experience on Black Ops 3 as well, but I definitely felt the go loud type of playstyle, running long barrel and all that stuff to make your gun more powerful, was the best possible way to go, because of one fact where suppressor didn't do as much damage as it does now after the buff it received, and the inconsistency with hit detection was obviously still there no matter what attachment you put on. But I feel like suppressor reduces that, and I made a video on this showing this class setup, as well as the fact even before the update and everything you could combine movement mechanics, so even when you were shown on the map it was kind of like you weren't there anyways, because you could get out of that situation or place very instantaneously. But now, after when the suppressors received the buff obviously, and because of the fact people are learning the maps anyways and they know where you might move to even if you show up on the radar somewhere else, because of that playstyle people are implementing in the game, it's obviously really good to have a stealthy class. And I definitely recommend the KN44, first of all because it's like a hybrid, and I mentioned this in a lot of other videos, and you guys overall have been really requesting this class setup because I showed it in my how to get a nuked out easy video, as well as the inconsistency reduced in hit detection video where you use suppressor basically. And since you guys have been seeing how well I've been doing in the gameplay in the background of them very videos, you want to know the class setup. And nevertheless, for the gameplay in the background of this video, it's like I get over a 10 KD and I get 40 kills plus with non-lethal kill streaks in TDM on my own in 6v6. Kind of impressive. So if you guys want games like this, make sure to follow the class setup closely, and I'm going to be showing you guys right now the best hybrid class setup. If you don't know what that means, it's basically a good version of an SMG and an assault rifle combined for both playstyles, because of the fact you can actually rush with this, but at the same time, because of the attachments I use and because of the gun I'm using in particular, you can take out them people at long ranges. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring to you my first ever ultimate class setup for the stealth playstyle. So if it isn't obvious enough to you guys already what gun we're going to be using, from me rambling on already in this video about it and you guys watching the gameplay in the background with this gun, we're going to be using the KN44, and this is definitely the best weapon, like I said before, for this particular playstyle because of the hybrid aspects of it when you put these attachments on. And since we're talking about attachments right there, we're going to move straight onto them. Now, the aspects of the stealth class are only one attachment, the suppressor. For the attachment part of the class setup, the perks we'll move on to after this, and the attachment is suppressor, like I said, for the stealth aspect. But as well, to make this gun really good as an SMG and an assault rifle, you want grip on there, simply because, I mean, grip, it's always good to have better accuracy, but to aid that as well, you want the ADS attachments, which are quick draw and stock, obviously to strafe out of gunfights, and kind of, you know, you can aim down your sights, you can pre-aim round corners, and you can pre-fire people easier. And when you're actually moving around, you might be able to strafe people's bullets, and this might aid you more in gunfights as well, because people might be stood stationary and you can actually just, you know, have your gun up, running circles around them like Mike Tyson, but in a gunfight obviously, and you might be able to take out two people, which prior you wouldn't be able to if you didn't have these attachments on, because you're also stood stationary like the enemy. Now swiftly moving on to the perks, there's not an awful lot to this creator class, but when you actually use this in game, it can bring a lot to the table for your particular overall performance in the game. And the first perk I want to share with you guys is the stealth perk, like I mentioned before, the stealth aspect of the attachments. The stealth aspect of the perks is obviously goes to keep you off the radar, and if you've got like expertise map knowledge, so you're rushing around the map, you're wanting to be stealthy so you can actually not be seen by other people implementing your mastermind strategy, you don't really need Sixth Sense, so Sixth Sense is kind of a waste, so use Ghost. And the second perk you guys can see on your screen in the second slot perk tier for the perks is Scavenger. So this will only benefit you if you're rushing around the map most of all and getting the most benefit out of it really, because when you're camping, let's face it, if you're sniping at the back of the map, no one's going to be really sat there with you. There's only kind of one person in the lobby that does that, so if you're running around the map you can actually go over your enemies, especially in Kill Confirmed. It's good to train for and like practice for running around the map and actually running over your enemies once you've killed them, to actually give you a benefit, because then you get the points. But in this case you're benefiting by getting the ammo with Scavenger, and a lot of people think fail to realise the fact that they aren't playing fast enough for Scavenger, or they're not running over bodies. And if you guys don't know what the Scavenger packs are, they're just blue on the floor. When you've got Scavenger on, they don't appear when you don't have Scavenger on your creator class. Obviously it doesn't appear for everyone in the game, but if you guys don't know that, I'm just putting that out there. So when you use Scavenger, look for the blue little bags on the floor near the enemy, and if there isn't one, well, they don't spawn 100% of the time. But now let's move on to the final part of the creator class, the final perk, which I consider the best perk in the game. I might make a video predominantly on this just to show you guys how good this is even without a headset. So awareness, it's just tremendous. Honestly, if you get used to this and you can actually detect angles from where the enemy is coming from hearing the footsteps, which is kind of hard to do at first, so you kind of just need to be aware, like the perk says in itself. No, that was a bad joke, but you get the drift. You kind of need to use this perk a little bit to learn where the footsteps are coming from, which angle on the map, obviously, because it's just going to be loud footsteps. And whereabouts would you guys suggest someone comes from, or suspect, sorry, if they're, you know, running to you? Would it be from this angle, that angle? What's the most popular angle? So it's always good to use this in advance. So if you actually have an Astro A50 headset like I do, which is one of the best headsets in the game, this just, I mean, you barely die. Look in the gameplay in the background, that's all I have to say for that part of the creator class. Just use awareness. I want you guys to test this out for yourself. No spoilers other than the ones I've already given, and thank you all for watching this video, the first video on my ultimate class setup. So what type of playstyle would you guys like to see me break down in a particular creator class the best I possibly can for that best particular gun to perform in that best possible playstyle aspect in the game? So go loud is exactly what I would suspect you guys would want to see next, since I've already mentioned it in this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I love all your faces. Slap a like on the video if you enjoyed, and peace out.